Hello? Yeah, I don't know what the problem was. I'm not driving. I'm sat in my house. Is that better now? Yeah, I appreciate that. I do. Where did I get to? I should start from the beginning. Right. I don't know. About 8 o'clock this morning, about 15 police officers turned up at my house, telling me that I need to open the door and demanding that I open the door. And I said, "What for?" And one of the officers said it was what I was wanted for questioning. And then another officer said I was wanted because I missed court. So two different officers told me two different things, right? So what do I believe? And I felt intimidated and terrorised because there were so many people all shouting and screaming at me, telling me what to do. So, I was frightened and scared. So I talked to him through the window and, like any normal human being, I wanted to protect myself. So I asked them for a copy of the warrant that says they can come into my house. And then they told me they didn't need a copy, they didn't need a warrant to come into my house. And I said, you do, because that's what the law says. And then a police officer showed me a mobile phone with my name on and with a number and said it's all digital now. We don't do warrants. There is no warrant because of the COVID. It's all digital. And I said, okay, then can you send me that in an email? He said, but it's like this. If the courts are still operating business, then nothing's changed. They give you a warrant and it's signed by a judge. I said, oh no, we don't need one. If you don't open the door, we're going to kick door in. I says, well, kick door in then. And they got the red key out and it looked like they were going to do it. Anyway, the sergeant turned up and I was talking to the sergeant and he was quite reasonable. And I asked him for a copy of a warrant that says he can come into my house. And he said, if you show me a copy of the warrant, then I'm more than happy to open the door. But at this present moment, I don't believe that, you've got the power. You just can't come round and kick someone's door in because they miscaught, and it was an accident. So just send me another appointment. He said, oh, we can't do that. I said, well, just go away and I'll get in my car and I'll drive to the courts then, if that's what it is. Oh, no, we can't do that. He says, why? He says, because we have to do what we're told. I said, yeah, well, you do. He said, I asked him if they work within the British laws. He says, yes, we do. So I said, okay, then I would like a copy of the warrant. And he says, okay, then I'll get you one. And he told me that he was waiting for the magistrate's court to give them it. Right, so nothing would happen, and then he turned up again, knocked on my window, and he popped an envelope through my window because I was talking to him through the window with two bits of paper with a printout on them, and he says, "There's your warrant." And I just looked at it, and he said, "I said to him, is this a copy of the original warrant?" And he said, "Yes, it is." I said, "Are you sure?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "I don't think it is because it's not been signed and dated. It's not my right date of birth or my national insurance number." I said, "You've just printed this off yourself." I said, "You silly bastards." And he just laughed. I said, "You can't come into my house till you show me a warrant." And then what happened is they just kicked my door in. They still told me door, kicked my door in, smashed my fridge cabinet, all my computer screens knackered. So I got on the roof. And I said, look, and all my neighbours saw this. I said, what a copy of the warrant. And I was going to stay at roof. They didn't give me it like the law says. The law says, I looked in the police handbook, and the police handbook says that only a reasonable amount of police officers turn up. I'm hardly a criminal. 15 police officers. What a waste of money. Would you be scared if a gang turned up at your house? It doesn't make any sense. Well, he said he didn't need a warrant. They said they didn't need a warrant, right? And then they did bring a warrant. And then warrant wasn't real. They printed it out themselves. They kicked my door in. It wasn't even signed. They kicked my door in. I got on the roof and I give myself in. He handcuffed me, took me to Ellen Road, booked me in, kept me for a few hours, and then drove me to courts. And so they've done it all against my will. And doesn't the law say that you're innocent until proven guilty? Well, I just made a mistake. I got the dates wrong for not turning up in court. I knew I was in court, but I mixed the dates up. And when I rang up the magistrates to find out, I'd missed it. Well, they've come round to my house, kicked my door in, and kidnapped me and held me against my will with no warrant, with no proof of entry that's valid, right? And they told me I didn't need a warrant. Then they give me a warrant, and then the judge said to me in court today they don't need a warrant. So somebody's lying. No, no, honestly, Flower, right? You need a warrant to come into anybody's house. That's what the law says. That's your rules and regulations. I can prove all this. If I didn't need a warrant, why has he come round with a fake warrant? Oh, my name's Gary Davis. I can give you my home address. I don't really want to give you my date of birth because you can get devices that listen to people's phone calls now, and I don't really want. Well, you can buy devices on eBay that you can listen to your next door neighbour's phone calls now. Did you not know that? Well, if anyone's listening to my phone calls, if I give you my date of birth, then I might be 10 grand in debt next week. Can I not give you my home address? Can I not give you my home address instead? I know, but they can't go get credit with my home address. They can't go and get credit with my home address. They can with my date of birth. I know. Well, I do appreciate that, but I'm not under the Data Protection Act. You are, right? And yeah, well, I don't want to give you my date of birth and find out that I'm 10 grand in debt in a couple of weeks. Can I not confirm it any other way? Can I not confirm it any other way? I don't give anybody my date of birth. I don't give anybody my date of birth. Well, I can give you my home address. Well, you know, isn't my word good enough? But my word is my bond. But I'm not under the Data Protection Act. Well, you're talking to me now, aren't you? You're talking to me now, aren't you? I know, but we can. Surely we can come to some kind of ID. You know, the telephone is linked to this house. Well, you're not. Would you say she's trying to help me? I'm just asking my friend if he thinks you're trying to help me, and he says no. Well, will you give me your date of birth? Will you give me yours? Well, you don't need mine then, do you? No, I wouldn't ask you for that because it's private. It's got nothing to do with you. Me. Well, obviously you can talk to me because you're talking to me. Is that discrimination then? Because you won't talk to me because you're doing quite all right talking to me now. Yeah. Yeah, you've been perfectly nice. Honestly, you really have. But you know, you're talking to me now, so why can't you just? Well, you don't need to get my date of birth to talk to me. You're already talking to me. I know you are, and it's your job as a police officer to take my report, isn't it? I am Gary Davis. Well, how have you got my address? I didn't give you it yet. Oh, yeah, I have. Well, you're not helping me. You're causing me harm and distress at this present moment. Well, why would I ring up and make these kind of allegations if I wasn't what I said I was? I don't think it does. And then you're doing quite all right talking to me now and arguing with me when you just told me you can't talk to me until you get the date of birth. You just told me you can't talk to me until you get my date of birth, but you're still quite able to argue with me, aren't you? You're still quite all right to argue with me.
I'm not arguing, I'm totally calm here. I'm just letting you say what you need to say. I'm 100% calm.
So am I.
Prepared to talk to you.
So can I report this crime then or not?
What do you mean report what crime?
Well, I've just told you what's gone on.
This morning, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I can talk more in detail with you about this that's gone on this morning.
I can talk to you, I can tell you all the details. I've got nothing to hide. I do this with clean hands.
Well, that's fine.
It's not going to make any difference to me. It's not going to make any difference to me if I give you my date of birth or not. I'll still talk to you.
Well, like I say, I mean, from what you told me this morning, I can see things on my system, but I won't go into what I can see until I can confirm who you are.
Yeah, but like you might be under the Data Protection Act, but I'm not.
Well, that's fine. If you don't want to talk to me, Gary,
I do want to talk to you, and I'm talking to you quite nicely, and you're talking to me quite nicely.
I am, but all I need is the date of birth and this is on with it.
I've just told you that I can't give you it. I don't give anybody it.
Right, well,
If you ask me any other question, ask me another question that can be linked to me. But like, I don't give anybody my date of birth. My mother told me all my life, do not give anyone your date of birth. Don't tell anyone your national insurance number.
because I've got your date of birth here.
I know you have, so you know my date of birth, so why are you asking me?
Because I'm asking you to confirm.
All right then, all right. This is, how about this then, right? It's like 2 numbers, yeah, for the date, 2 numbers for the month, and 4 numbers for the year, yeah?
Yeah.
If you ask me what the first number is, or the second number, or the 4th, or the 6th, then I'll tell you the number, and you can ask me 3 of them, and then that'll confirm it, won't it?
No, it doesn't. I've got
Well, it will, because that'll keep me safe, then. That's reasonable, isn't it, Steve? If you ask me three numbers, that
yeah, well, Gary, I mean, like
that means I protect myself then from anyone robbing me of my.
by going in and talking to you about what's gone on this morning without confirming who
We've already told you what's going on this morning, so you already know.
Pardon?
You already know, because I've already told you.
Yeah, I've gone by what you said, but like I said, I can go into more detail. All you need to do is confirm the date. If you don't need to confirm the date of birth, that's fine, Gary.
I've just offered you a remedy. I said I don't really want to give you it over the phone because I don't want to get into any credit crunch or someone using my date of birth. So if you ask me, if it's a set of 8 numbers, you ask me 3 different numbers and I'll tell you the number there.
I can't do it that way, Gary. All I need
Well,
is
can you not? Is that not reasonable, Steve?
I mean, who do you think is plugging your phone?
I don't know if anybody is. I'm just probably might even be paranoid.
Just put it down the phone.
Look, you have to be paranoid in this day and age. Because I know people that have done this, given the date of birth over the phone and they're 10 grand in debt.
Right, well, like, I mean, that's your choice. That's your personal choice, Gary. But like I say, I am here to help you. If you just confirm your date of birth, we can get on with it. And get everything sorted and done. That's totally
All right then. I can't remember my date of birth because I can't remember being born.
right, okay. Do you carry this on or not, Gary? I am here to help and I am being very patient trying to help you.
I'm being very patient, to be honest. I've offered you a remedy and you've refused it.
There's no remedy. I don't work on remedies. I work on it. If you can just confirm your date of birth.
Just because you're told you have to get it, doesn't mean I have to give you it. Tell me the law that says. You tell me the law that says that I have to give you my date of birth.
Your date of birth or not?
Can you tell me the law that says I have to give you it?
For data protection, that's how we work it. So
Well, I'm not under the data protection, am I? Well,
confirm your date of birth.
well, you know something, right? After this 13 minutes I've been talking to you, right? We could have sorted this instead of you messing me around.
That's what I'm saying. If you just give me your date of birth at first place, the call would have been over by now. We'd have had it all sorted.
Well, tell me what law says that I have to give you it.
Like I say, you could be anybody, right? You've got to appreciate that. You could be your next door neighbour that's stuck in your phone phoning me that was talk about things.
I could be Ted Bundy's son.
Say I was wrong to talk to anybody else.
I could be Ted Bundy's son, but I'm not.
Pardon?
You should have asked for my date of birth before I told you all this.
But you started on and I've
No, I've told you. Did I not explain it all before you asked me for my date of birth?
nobody's call or not.
Well, you said you're here to help, but you're not helping me. You're just making things hard.
If you actually listen back to the whole of this call, all I've done is been patient and tried helping you. All I have asked you for is to carry on.
Shall I tell you what then, right?
Confirm who you
So,
If you don't want to carry on the call, Gary. That's absolutely
Well, I do
fine.
want to carry it on. I've already told you what's gone on, and I've already explained to it, and now you're asking me for my date of birth.
If you don't want to confirm the date of birth, that's fine. I mean, you can phone somebody else, but like I say,
Who will I phone then?
date of
Who
birth,
can I phone?
we can't talk about what went on this morning.
Well, I've already told you. We don't need to talk about it. I've already told you. Have I not?
Right, so what is it you want me to do, Gary?
I'd want you to log it and give me a crime number, please.
Love what?
Well, I've just reported fraud and deception.
Fraud and deception?
Yeah, perjury.
Perjury?
Yeah, well, the police have broken into my house without a warrant, so breaking in and entering, kidnapping. Give me a false warrant. And I've got the proof of it as well. I've got the proof of everything, and I've videoed my interactions with them as well.
Postcode, please.
Yes, it's LS12 2NY. Have a light, please.
And your full address?
5 Avery View, like I've said. 5 Avery View, Leeds, Armley, West Yorkshire, England.
Right, I'm so type what you said.
I'd appreciate it. I do appreciate you being patient with me, but you know, I really want to. I know it sounds paranoid, but you have to be paranoid in this day and age. But you hear stories of people being in 10 grand in debt when when they're giving their information out. And technology is brilliant nowadays. You can hack people's computers. Yeah. Someone even tried getting a mortgage in my name when I looked at Xperia.
I'm not ignoring you, I'm just typing what you
I know you are, and you're doing your best. I'm glad you're talking to me, and we found the resolve to it, because it was just getting ridiculous, wasn't it? I'd already told you what's going on before you even asked me.
Yeah, but I could have gone into more detail with you about it.
There isn't much more detail, really.
All I'm going to do now is
Yeah.
just type what you said and then send it
Okay,
through.
Flower. You know, I'm a victim here.
Do you have a log number from this morning?
Sorry?
Do you have a log number from this morning?
I haven't got anything. I've just got a fake warrant. They haven't left me any paperwork or anything. In fact, when they arrested me, about 10 of them came in my house and searched my house when they have no right to come in my house. They smashed my cabinet, my drinks cabinet, and my computer screen is beyond repair. If they had a warrant to keep my door in, they have a warrant to keep my door in, not destroy my property. Let me dog out into the street. No, it's pretty serious, breaking and entering and kidnapping. Isn't that an imprisonable offence? If I kidnapped you, I'd get sent to prison, wouldn't I? Where you up to, Flower? Where you up to?
I'm just typing everything you said about this morning.
God, you've got a good memory then.
I can go through it. I'll go through exactly what you said when I've finished typing it just so you know I haven't put anything.
You need to get yourself on a quiz show if you can remember that, because you're an intelligent lady. Mastermind. You know, I don't want to do this, but, you know, I feel that I've been done wrong. I have been done wrong.
Right, what I've wrote is, you're complaining that officers have broken the law this morning. Officers have broken broken into your property without a warrant. Officers then showed you a false warrant from court, and there was at least 10 officers who came into your property and smashed some of your property.
Well, I don't think they smashed it.
Against your will and kidnapped you.
Right. I don't think they smashed. I don't think they've come in and smashed it. They smashed it when they kicked the door in, because I put something behind the door.
I'll amend that.
They haven't come in and broke it on purpose. They've done it when they've kicked
That's
it.
fine, I can amend that.
Yeah. I don't want to get them into trouble for something they haven't done. They smashed my cabinet because my cabinet was behind the door, which had a knock-on effect, which knocked my computer over. And my computer's an i7 touchscreen computer, and it don't work now. It's all the screen's smashed, and it cost me £1,500, £1,500, not £1,500. So criminal damage as well. Yeah, my house was a right mess when they smashed my door in. You know, honestly, and I seriously, I just forgot to go to court, and then told me so many lies, and I proper felt bullied and intimidated and scared for my life. Wouldn't you if there's to do this to you? I was just lucky I didn't get a beating as well. You know, and the last thing I want to do is report the police. That's scandalous, isn't it, to the police? But I'm just covering my arse because I've got all the proof that you need a warrant. And they left me no paper, which is why they should leave me paperwork as well. Are they supposed to leave me paperwork as well?
Well, like I say, I mean, I won't go into more details, obviously, but obviously I've got to be careful what I say here.
You don't have to be careful what you say.
Yeah.
All right, because you work for the police, yeah, I understand that, sorry. But you did tell me, did they leave any paperwork, so I do believe that they are supposed to leave me paperwork, and I'll look that up on the internet after I've got off this conversation. Yeah. I don't want you to do anything that gets yourself into any trouble for me whatsoever. Yeah, well, thank you for caring, but I know you're just covering your ass because you could get into trouble for saying that. But you know, I don't want you to get into any trouble because of me. You've done me nothing wrong. You've been nice to me, haven't you? And I've been nice to you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yes.
I'll start from again in case like anything's gone wrong. Complaining that officers have broken the law this morning, broken into your property without a warrant. Showed you a false warrant from court. There's at least 10 officers who came to the property and smashed property, but then I've amended it to what you said.
Yeah, they did it where they keep the door in. They haven't come in and just smashed it.
And then that in turn has knocked the computer over.
Yeah, so they've been like a Donimore effect.
Yeah, I think they felt bullied and intimidated by this morning's event, and it's held you against your will basically, and they've let you dog out in the street. Does that about cover it, Gary?
Yes, it does, Flower. That's about covers it.
Right, okay, well, your log number for this complaint...
Hang on, can you just give me a minute so I can get a pen?
Yeah.
Oh dear, you know, the dog chews the pens all the time. If I write it on my computer, then I'll remember it, won't I? Come on, computer. Touchscreen don't work, so...
I don't know, it's quite an easy number to remember. It's 1855
1855.
is the date, yeah, 1855.
Yeah, I remember that. Thank you.
No, then you have a nice night now.
You have a nice time and don't work too hard, Flower.
Alright then.
Alright, look after yourself and your family. Bye.
Bye.